There's something undeniably cool about retro motorcycles. They blend yesteryear's charm with today's performance, creating rides that turn heads and stir souls. From British classics to Japanese icons reborn, these 12 retro bikes aren't just about nostalgia, they're shaping the future of two-wheeled cool. If the Z1 was the king of cool in the 70s, the Z900 RS is its modern-day heir apparent. Kawasaki's been tinkering under the hood for 2025, and boy does it show. They've managed to crank up the retro dial while stuffing in tech that would make a smartphone blush. It is powered by a 948cc inline-4 that purrs like a kitten in traffic but roars like a lion when you twist the throttle on those back roads. It's like having your cake and eating it too. Smooth enough for Sunday cruises, yet punchy enough to put a grin on your face when you're carving corners. Looks-wise, it's a proper head-turner. That teardrop tank and round LED headlight, pure nostalgia. The suspension's been tweaked to iron out bumps like they're wrinkles in a shirt, and the brakes? Let's just say they could stop time if you ask nicely. Triumph's taken their big bike mojo and squeezed it into a 398cc single-cylinder engine that's peppier than a squirrel on espresso. It's got just enough oomph to make city riding a breeze and weekend twisties a blast without scaring the living daylights out of newbies. As far as looks are concerned, there are no compromises. Classic lines? Check. Spoke wheels that'll make your Instagram followers swoon? Double check. And that round headlight? It's like a time machine on wheels. Triumph sprinkled some 21st century fairy dust on this retro beauty. LED lights that could probably be seen from space? You got it. A TFT display that's smarter than some phones? Oh yeah. For 2025, they've even fine-tuned the ergonomics, so it fits like a glove whether you're built like a beanpole or a teddy bear. BMW's taken their already impressive R129T and given it a bit of a polish. At its heart, still beats that glorious 1,170cc Boxer twin engine. It's air oil cooled because sometimes the old ways are the best ways, you know? This engine doesn't just run, it serenades you with a soundtrack that'll make your neighbors jealous or annoyed, depending on how early you like to ride. BMW have kitted out the 2025 model with some fancy new rider aids. We're talking about cornering ABS and traction control, which are smarter than some college graduates. Style-wise, the R129T is still turning heads. It's got that timeless BMW look that says, yeah, I could park this bike in a museum, but I'd rather tear up some tarmac. And for those who like to tinker, the modular design is still there. Want to customize? Go for it. This bike's your canvas. Alright, Cafe Racer fans, grab your tissues because Triumph's giving us one last hurrah with the Thruxton Final Edition. It's like they've taken everything cool about Cafe Racers, cranked it up to 11, and then sprinkled some magic British dust on top. The 1,200cc parallel twin engine, tuned to perfection. It'll make you wonder if they've somehow stuffed a rocket in there. Olin suspension and Brembo brakes ensure this bike handles like it's on rails. But it's not just about performance. With exclusive hand-finished paint schemes and a numbered plaque, this Thruxton is an instant collector's item material. It's Triumph's way of saying, we're moving on, but damn if we aren't going out with a bang. Picture this, Italian racing heritage meets modern street cred. That's the Moto Guzzi V 7-stone Corsa in a nutshell. For 2025, Guzzi's taken their beloved V7 and given it a shot of espresso. The star of the show? That unmistakable transverse V-twin, now with a bit more pep in its step, the red frame and matte black bodywork, pure moto art that'll have you taking the long way home just to be seen. But it's not all about looks. Upgraded brakes and a fancy new traction control system mean this beauty's got brains too. Imagine if a MotoGP bike and your granddad's old Yamaha had a love child. That's the XSR 900 GP in a nutshell. Yamaha's taken their retro modern masterpiece and injected it with some serious racing DNA. The 890cc CP3 triple engine, it sings a song that'll make your hair stand on end. But it's the new aerodynamic bits, straight from Yamaha's MotoGP playbook, that really steal the show. Don't worry, retro purists, they haven't forgotten you. Classic color schemes and a quilted seat keep things properly vintage. Next up is the BMW R12, the bike that proves you can teach an old dog new tricks. BMW has taken its classic boxer engine and given it a modern makeover. Liquid cooling? Check. More power? You bet. But don't worry, it still has that distinctive BMW growl that'll make you grin like a kid on Christmas morning. Looks-wise, it's cleaner than a German kitchen. Minimalist instrumentation and classic color options scream sophistication. But here's the kicker: adaptive LED lighting and optional semi-active suspension. It's like they've stuffed a smartphone into a pocket watch. The Royal Enfield Continental 650 GT has had a bit of a glow-up, but don't worry, it hasn't lost its soul. The 648cc parallel twin still purrs like a contented cat, now with a few tweaks to keep the emissions folks happy. But the real magic? They've finally given it brakes that don't feel like they're made of cheese. Looks-wise, it's still as classic as a Bollywood love story. But now, with improved ABS and a smoother gearbox, it's ready for its 21 St. Century close-up. This is the bike that proves good things come in small packages. For 2025, Triumph's taken their scrambler DNA and shrunk it down to bite size. The 398cc single-cylinder engine, it's punchier than a double espresso, perfect for urban adventures or light off-road shenanigans. Those high pipes and wire-spoke wheels aren't just for show. This little Brit's ready to get dirty. Triumph's thrown in an assortment of accessories. Want to play urban cowboy or channel your inner Dakar dreamer? This scrambler's got you covered either way. Imagine if Honda took a time machine back to the 70s, kidnapped their best engineers, and brought them to 2025. The result? The CB1100 RS. This bike is a love letter to the golden age of motorcycling penned with modern ink. The air-cooled inline-4 isn't just an engine, it's a history lesson on two wheels. But for 2025, Honda's taught this old dog some new tricks. Revised ergonomics make long rides a breeze, while the updated traction control system keeps things rubber side down when the going gets twisty. It's got the soul of a classic and the brains of a supercomputer. For 2025, Yamaha's taken this retro rock star and given it a wardrobe upgrade. The 890cc CP3 Triple is still the life of the party, delivering grins faster than you can say wheelie. But now, it's wrapped in a more relaxed package. The new, more upright riding position? It's like switching from skinny jeans to yoga pants. Same style, way more comfort. Fresh color schemes keep things interesting while subtle tech upgrades work behind the scenes. It's the bike that says, I could hit the track, but I'd rather hit the town. Rounding out our list is the Royal Enfield Bullet 350, a bike that traces its lineage back to 1931. The 2025 model maintains the Bullet's reputation as one of the most authentic retro experiences on two wheels. The air-cooled 349cc single-cylinder engine has been carefully updated to meet modern standards, while retaining its characteristic thump. New for this year are improved brakes and a more refined gearbox, addressing some of the quirks that have long been associated with the Bullet. The timeless design, complete with hand-painted pinstripes on the fuel tank, remains gloriously unchanged.